Hi, my name is Julie Mahler. I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist, and I work at IRG, Physical and Hand Therapy Company. Today's nutrition program is quick, easy, and healthy, low-cost snacks. In today's program, I'll be covering the benefits of snacks, My Plate snack tips for parents. My Plate is, you can Google that, and it's a resource online that has all sorts of tips that you can use for every age group. I will also have quick to fix snack ideas and some tips on how to cut costs on your grocery bill, and then a list of resources at the end of the program. If you're currently working with ChildStrive's, either their feeding team or a feeding specialist, and you want to make changes based on some information from this program, please let them know or talk to them before making any changes. And if you're interested in ChildStrive's feeding program or meeting with a feeding specialist, please contact them directly and they can provide more information. So let's get started. So snacks are oftentimes thought of as something where you can provide a child a cracker or perhaps a cookie, but you can look at it in a little bit different way. They can actually be a way to give nutrients to your kids. Those nutrients that they don't get at mealtime, because sometimes a preschooler, maybe they're not hungry at breakfast, and so they just eat a few bites of a banana. So that mid-morning snack, you can give them something with protein, like maybe some yogurt or some milk, with perhaps some Cheerios or peanut butter and on bread. And so it can round out what the child does not get at mealtime. And so honestly, snacks can help the kids grow. It can help them maintain a healthy weight, and it can help provide nutrients that they don't get at mealtime. One of those delicious snacks you can have is fruit, and focus on whole fruit. Whole fruit is better than fruit juice, and the reason is it has fiber, it has antioxidants and phytonutrients, it has vitamins and minerals, and it helps satisfy the child. Whereas if the child has perhaps a half an apple, that's the same amount of calories as 4 ounces of juice. And 4 ounces of juice is just a couple of swallows. And try to have a variety of colors that can be, give them all sorts of different colors and different nutrition. And offering fruit a couple times a day helps meet their nutrient needs. And the recommended serving size is 1/4 to 1/2 cup. So that's a small amount. That's just a few grapes or a few berries. And I bring that up because preschoolers have small stomachs. And sometimes we get a little bit confused about how much food they really need to hit how much vitamin A they need and how much vitamin C. So it can just be that 1/4 or 1/2 cup. And some specific ideas on how to help your child enjoy fruit is one, you can create a smoothie. You can use low-fat yogurts or milk with fruit pieces and maybe some crushed ice. There's so many recipes online that you can try, or you can create your own and learn from what you tried previously. For example, my daughter loves smoothies, honestly, and so she realized, gosh, bananas are quite a bit sweeter than strawberries, and so then you learn from what are your favorites, what is not your favorite combinations. You can try bananas, berries, peaches, pineapple, anything goes. But one caution is sometimes people use too much fruit in their smoothies. And so to try to balance out your smoothie, you can put the amount of fruit that you're going to put in the smoothie on a plate. And is that how much fruit the person would eat that you're making a smoothie for? So if it's for your preschooler or for the entire family, make sure you're not overdoing the fruit because you want to balance it out. You can have some nut butters in there, you can have some protein powders or milks or yogurts to have a balance of nutrients. Another way to add fruit is delicious dippers. Kids love to dip. Oftentimes kids love to dip food. I realize some preschoolers don't want to mix their foods, but some of them do. And you can get some yogurt. You could add cinnamon or vanilla to the yogurt or buy a flavored yogurt and cut up some chunks of fruit and have the kids enjoy that. Or how about a caterpillar kebab? Again, taking things like melon or apples or oranges or pears and cutting them up, putting them on a skewer to make a fun, fruity kebab. Now, you want to make sure it's age appropriate. The skewer can be sharp, and so the child needs to be old enough that they can enjoy the snack without hurting themselves. So my first cost-saving tip is to, before you go grocery shopping, is you plan your meals for the week. Take a quiet time, spend some time. If you have a significant other, do it with them, and figure out what you're going to make a grocery list, head to the grocery store, and that will help you focus on the foods that you need rather than those foods that you buy impulsively, and that can help save money. The next foods that you can snack on is vegetables. And vegetables, you can have fresh, frozen, or canned vegetables in a whole array of different colors. And you're trying to have 2 to 3 per day. And again, you're offering your preschooler the vegetables 2 or 3 times. And it could be, snack time can be one of those times. And it can help take the pressure off of lunch and dinner, having vegetables. Again, that recommended serving size is just 1/4 to 1/2 cup. And that could be 3 baby carrots. And some ways for your kids to enjoy vegetables is, again, with dipping. You can whip up your own dip by using yogurt, seasonings such as herbs and garlic. You can use a store-bought salad dressing or a store-bought dip, and try some different raw vegetables like carrots and celery and red peppers and baby tomatoes and cauliflower and broccoli. Another way is to do bugs on a log, where you use celery, cucumber, or carrot sticks, and that's the log part of the food. And then you can spread peanut butter on it or a nut butter, and then top that with dried fruit such as raisins or cranberries or cherries. It depends on what the child wants. And in fact, you can use this as a project. You can find a book that is on bugs, and you can read the book together with your preschooler and then get the food out, and they can help you prepare the food and put this all together and then enjoy eating the food. Now, you want plenty of patience. You want plenty of time before undertaking this type of longer project. But if it needs to be quick, you can put it together quick and then give it to them to eat. Another idea is fruity peanut butterfly, where you start with carrot sticks or celery sticks for the body. You attach wings made of thinly sliced apples with peanut butter or nut butter of your choice, and decorate with halved grapes or dried fruit. And another way for them to enjoy the vegetables and have fun at the same time. Now, another cost-saving tip that you can do is you can buy frozen products, whether it be fruit or vegetables. They are grown till their peak of freshness and then frozen, so you have maximum nutrition. But make sure to check the nutrition facts label. For fruit, you don't want them to add any added sugars. You just want the fruit with that. And then for vegetables, you don't need them to, they being the manufacturer, to have the manufacturer add butter or cheese. Rather, buy only the vegetable, bring it home, and then if you choose, you can add that, but then you get to choose the amount that you want, not the amount that they want. Now, oftentimes, frozen products and canned products can be on sale. So that's a time when you can stock up. If you find that you're buying fresh fruits and vegetables and that they're going bad, then you might want to do more frozen, more canned, or you can even do dried fruit. With canned fruit, you want to watch for added sugars. Buy the canned fruit that is in either water or fruit juice. And the average American is throwing away about 240 pounds of food a year. So one thing you could do is, if you can minimize the amount of food you're throwing away, you can save money. So if you find you're in the cycle of throwing away fresh fruits and vegetables, then you might try to buy more frozen or canned, and then you have a longer time to use them. There is, another cost saving tip is to become kind of like a member or a loyal customer, I guess they call it, to a grocery store, such as Safeway, Albertsons, Fred Meyer, whatever is your local grocery store. Oftentimes they have apps that you can sign up for, and then you get through your phone, you get specials and discounted prices. Or look at those weekly flyers that come out, and you'll find that they have some nice sales that go on. Or you could try Winco. That's a local store here in Snohomish, and they have good prices all the time. You don't have to get the sale price. They just have lower prices. Or you could do Costco. Now Costco, it is that balance of trying not to buy too much where you end up wasting food. So making sure you can eat what you buy, but you can save money. Another way to save money is buy your fruit and vegetables in season. And so if you see what's on sale, perhaps grapes are on sale this week and that's what you buy, and the next week perhaps the apples are on sale, and you will find that the cost to your fruits and vegetables is quite a bit lower, as opposed to if you buy watermelon this time of year or berries this time of year, you're going to pay quite a bit more because they're being shipped from out of the state. Another way to save money is to buy fruits in, for example, oranges and apples in bags, that oftentimes the bagged produce is less expensive. Now, a caution there, really inspect the bag so it's not a poor quality fruit, or even like the potato, you could get that in the bag, and make sure you can eat them before they go bad. So those are a few cost saving tips. So let's move on to the next food group, and that is grains. And so when I say grains, I mean bread and bagels and English muffins and tortillas and crackers, pastas, rices. And what you're looking for is you want half of those whole grains, half of the grains to be whole. And you know it's whole if you look for the nutrition facts label, and underneath that you should see the ingredients, and the very first ingredient needs to say whole. And then you know, okay, they have used the whole kernel. It has the bran, it has the germ, it has the endosperm, it has the whole thing, which is better nutrition. The manufacturer hasn't taken most of the nutrients away to make it more of a white product. So some ways to encourage your preschooler to have some grains is, well, first you can have any of the ones I mentioned as a whole grain, or you don't have to have all of them whole grain, right? We're just striving for 50% of them as whole grain. You could try the frozen graham cracker sandwich, where you take a couple graham crackers, you spread on some banana and peanut butter, and you freeze it. There are graham crackers that are whole grain out there. Or you can try the homemade trail mix, where you put together some oat cereal, chopped nuts and fruit. And both of these recipes, and it needs to be age appropriate again, but they can be done with preschoolers if you have the time and patience. Again, I'm going to stress that because for all of us, we know it always takes longer time if you're working with somebody that is as young as a preschooler, but it can be fun when it's the right timing. So those are some ideas with the whole grains, and a cost saving tip would be trying to buy generic. You can save 20 to 30% off your grocery bill by buying generic items rather than, or they're like the store items rather than the name brand items. And I would say that it's trial and error, that you have to perhaps maybe try the Winco tuna. I would buy only one can. Do you like it? great. Keep buying it. It'll save you money. If you don't like it, then move on to something else. And some of the store brands are great. They honestly are. And some of them are not so great. And then take that into account. Plus, everybody has an individual preference. And sometimes it just comes down to the name brand is just the best. And so if that's the case, then you're willing to buy or pay a premium price for that. But keeping an open mind to generics and finding ones that you like can save you money. So protein foods are ones such as meat, poultry, which is chicken, turkey, pork, seafood. Within the seafood, you could buy fresh or you could buy canned tuna or canned salmon. You can get beans or tofu or edamame. And there is dairy products are good sources of protein, which can be milk or cottage cheese or yogurts. Seems like I'm missing something. Oh, and the peanut butter can be another nice option. And let's see if I think that's a pretty good, oh, and eggs, that's the other one I was missing. Oh, and nuts, one more. So these are all good protein sources. You want to offer your child a protein food or protein containing food 3 times a day. And their serving size is small, 1 to 2 ounces. So if you look at my hand, the palm of my hand is 3 ounces. So 1 ounce is 1/3, or 2 ounces is 2/3. So that's just a few bites if they were to have a piece of chicken. And I like to remind parents that the serving size for a preschooler is much smaller, much smaller than what they will be served at a restaurant, and smaller than what an adult needs. Oh, and just a word of caution, limit your highly processed poultry, fish, or meat, which I mean the hot dogs, the chicken nuggets, and the fish sticks, to less often if possible. So some ideas for protein foods are the egg sandwich. You can have a slice of bread with a hard-cooked egg. You can either slice that egg up and put it on the sandwich, either open or shut, closed-faced, or you can mush the banana up with a little bit of mayonnaise, maybe add some mustard and dill, celery, whatever the child would like, and then perhaps have half an orange on the side of that. Or have some veggie sticks with hummus, where you cut up zucchini or carrots or peppers or celery and allow the child to dip that in hummus and perhaps have half a cup of applesauce on the side of that. And tips for helping with providing protein without spending as much money is, one, when you're making something that has meat, such as, let's say you're making tacos, so you're either using ground beef or ground chicken or ground turkey, you can add a can of beans to that, which extends out the meat. And so you're adding fiber from the beans, you're adding those nutrients, and you're also lowering the cost of the meal. And oftentimes it's well received that it has a very nice flavor and it's included within that taco meal. Another idea is to, when making meatloaf, you can grind up or cut up mushrooms and add those to, again, ground beef or ground chicken or ground turkey, whatever you're using. Mix it up within the recipe, just follow your recipe, but add the mushrooms, and you can just add one of those half a pound, it's like a little blue container from the grocery store. And mushrooms have the same texture as meat when they're all ground up. So I wouldn't say anything to my family, I would just do it. So now they are eating vegetables without even really knowing it, getting that benefit, and you are extending out the meat. Again, you get more when you're making it. Another idea is to buy leaner cuts that are lower cost. So that could be eye of the round, top round, bottom round. Those are very lean cuts of meat. They're as lean as white chicken breasts. So that's kind of gives you an idea. Or sirloin's another idea. And when you buy products like that, you have to cook them long and slow, because that will tenderize because they don't have fat to tenderize. So you need to use your cooking method. And so you can use a slow cooker or cook them in a low heat in the oven. So for example, I did a beef stroganoff recipe, and rather than using a higher cost, fattier cut, I used the eye of the round and slow cooked it all day, and it just melted in my mouth. It was delicious within the beef stroganoff recipe. And you can Google that and find lots of recipes online. So lastly, dairy products are important for not only nutrients, they give calcium and vitamin D and protein, or they can give protein, but they provide nice snack options such as cottage cheese, string cheese, or regular cheese, milk, or yogurt. Try to serve unflavored, fat-free, and low-fat milks most often. And offer 2 to 3 times a day. The serving size is just half a cup for milk, which is just, a little half a cup serving, or half an ounce for cheese, which is half a string cheese or 2 tablespoons of cheese. And if your child eats a whole string cheese, that's fine, but it's kind of nice because then I just get to check that off. That's 2 of the servings that they need for the day. And some ideas for dairy products and how you can include those in a kid-friendly way is, again, those smoothie creations, and try the recipes online or create your own. Use non-fat or low-fat yogurts or milk, or you can use kefir. That's another idea too. You could make personalized pizzas where you have whole wheat English muffins, bagels, or pita bread as the crust. Add some tomato sauce, low-fat cheese for your dairy, cut up some vegetables and fruit, have the kids put on their favorites, and then you pop it in the pizza. You pop the pizza in the oven to warm up. So those are some different kid-friendly ways to include healthy snacks during the day. And if you want more information, these are 3 websites that they're places that you can Google that I would recommend. Choose My Plate, USDA is one of them. And as I mentioned earlier, this website has lots of nutrition information for all the different age groups. Cooking Matters, again, has nutrition information, but they also have videos and snack ideas, and for a variety of different age groups. And then the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics is another good place to go for well-researched nutrition information. Now, I have a couple of questions that I'm going to answer. So the first one is it okay to switch my 1-year-old from whole to non-fat milk? And no, it's not okay to switch your 1-year-old from whole milk. And the reason is they need the fat from the milk to develop, to continue their developing, especially their brain, until the age of 2. And what you can do if you have any questions, and if you're working with ChildStrive's feeding team, you could ask them, or you could ask your pediatrician, or you could always email me too. But always wait till after the age of 2 to be doing any switching. And I forgot to mention, with dairy products, if your child cannot handle cow's milk because of whether they're lactose intolerant or they get a stomach ache, then you could try soy milk, which has the equal amount of protein in it. If they prefer something like almond milk or coconut milk, that's fine. They will still get calcium and vitamin D, but they won't get the protein for a lot of the milk substitutes. And a lot of the milk substitutes are quite a bit more expensive. And so making sure there's a good reason to be switching to the milk substitutes before you just switch. So that's one tip. And I do have a second question here. It is it okay if we eat one fruit one week, then switch to a different fruit the next week? It seems like I get better prices on in-season fruit that is on sale. And yes, I had mentioned that it's good to get a lot of different colors and different fruits and vegetables. That is beneficial for health. However, it's absolutely fine if you eat grapes one week, grapes and carrots, and then the next week the celery goes on sale and the apples go on sale, and that's what you eat. That within the month you are having different fruits and different vegetables, and so you're hitting different nutrients, and that is not only a healthy way to go, but it can be an environmentally friendly way to go, and it can be a cost-effective way to go, which is 3 pluses. If you have any questions, please contact me. You can email me at julie.mahler@irgpt.com, or you can give me a call at 425-337-9556. And I hope that I have given you some ideas to try to feed your preschoolers some fun and healthy snacks. Thank you.